Hi guys! So today I am going to tell you about how I got into Disney College programs. I'm going to tell you all about my process and the application and all that fun stuff. So yeah, let's hop right into it. Okay, so I applied the first day applications came out. I had applied in the fall for 2018 and did not work. So I had agreed with myself that I was going to wait about a week in at midnight and submit my application. But I am a weak person. I could not do it. It was just 4 hours into the applications had dropped. I was like, nope, not a thing. I'm gonna apply now. So I applied August 20th, 2018 at 12:13 exactly. The moment I submitted it, I knew I messed up. But I was just like, you know what? We're gonna do it. I already submitted it. Can't go back. I'm stuck. Then I got the thank you email at exactly 12:17, so it's 5 minutes later, and that was it. I was stuck in application received for a very long time. I would say August, September, October, November, October, 2 months, can't count. And so from there I just stayed in application received. I did go to an audition. That process was exciting, intriguing, and one of the best experiences of my life. I will not regret it at all. So it was my first ever audition. I almost didn't go, actually. So the story with that is I had agreed with my parents that if an audition were to happen and it's in Chicago, I would go because it's meant to be, it's in my hometown. But there wasn't one, and there was going to be one in Wisconsin, and I don't live in Wisconsin, so I was like, not gonna go. And then something kept telling me, you need to go, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna go. And so just continued with that. My mom was just like, okay, Jazz, we need to figure out, we're gonna go, and I'm like, no. A week before the audition, I'm freaking out, and I'm like, okay, why do I feel like I need to go? So I text my friend who goes to UW, and I was just like, hey, how far is this place from you? Because she has her own place. And she's like, it's a 15-minute drive with no traffic. And I was just like, would you house me for a weekend? And she was just like, yeah. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then it was on a Saturday, which was one of the few Saturday ones because most of them are during the week, so that was another sign. So the fact that my friend lived 15 minutes away, that was a sign. The fact that it was on a Saturday, another sign. And the Friday before, all my classes got canceled. So I was just like, I'm going. So I text my mom that Wednesday, Tuesday of that week of the audition. And I was just like, hey, we need to get our car checked because we're going to this audition. So we got it checked, whatever. And then Friday, after she got out of work, we just went driving. I didn't tell anyone. I did not want to jinx it. My life is full of jinxes, and I was just like, I'm not trying to risk this. This is something very important to me. I didn't want to talk about it, and then I get there, and it doesn't work out, because I knew I'm not good. So I'm like, oh, it's not going to last long. I'm just going to last 5 minutes, and I'll be done. But, we'll talk about that when we get there. So I got there. It was September 22nd. I got there at 9 o'clock. Audition sign-in did not start till 10, and the actual audition itself did not start till 10:30. I got there at 9, and there was 2 other girls there in their cars, and we all just kept looking at each other but no one got out of their car, and I was just like, cool, just gonna wait it out. So we waited it out until I would say 9:30, 9:40ish, and one girl got up and walked to the door, and I was just like, okay, this is it, we're going. So we all line up, and we're all like, hi, and we all made big groups. The people that were in the Madison audition were literally the best. Our casting director was, our casting recruiter, my bad, was Kent and his assistant Nancy. They were so sweet and so bubbly. It got me ready for it, especially being early in the morning. No one's ready for that because it's, it's a lot. And yeah, so the first part of the audition was a small animation and basically 2 8 counts. It's basically glorified walking, as Kent said. If you can walk, you can do it. It's not that hard. I am a dancer back at school, so I was ready. I had a friend, hey Destiny, if you're watching this, shout out to her because she literally helped me do all my pirouettes and leaps before I went to this audition because I was freaking out, and she just helped me. Thanks a lot, girl. Oh, love you. And then afterwards, they split you up in groups. We had about 72 people, so they split it up between 40 and whatever 72 minus 40 is, 30 something. And then yeah, I was number 3. So I went in the first round, and it was really fun. I still have the music to this day. I met a lot of great people. Hey guys. And yeah. Then he was like, okay, now we're gonna start making cuts. And I was just like, cool. So I literally grabbed my bag from the floor, and I was just like, I'm leaving. And I was just like hugging my bag like he's not gonna call my number. I'm just gonna leave. And he goes, number 3. And I was just like, yep. And I was like, wait. And he had just said that, like, if they call your number, you're moving up. I was just like, yep, it's time for me to go. That's fine. It's, you know, it's cool. It's whatever. And I'm like, wait. So then I looked down at my shirt. I'm like, oh my God, I'm number 3. And I just like, oh my God. I'm literally like screaming. So then we get moved into another room. And everyone that moved on, like, we all just came in, like, jumping and screaming. It was so exciting. Because, like, it's something that, like, you can't expect it. You just have to be in the moment for it. And moving up in a Disney audition, I don't know. I just feel like that's something so magical. And yeah. Then after that, we did paperwork, which freaked me out because it was like, oh my God, this is real. This is legit. This is happening. And I'm like, ah, it's okay. So we just asked basic information, and then we had to put our email. He took our height down, and then we waited 20 minutes for the other group to go, and then they moved in, and then we switched out. Then we go back, and it was an 8-8 count and a minute-long animation. Yeah. And then while we were in there, the girl took our picture. And yeah, after that, when we were done, we went in groups of 3 to perform it for Kent. And then he said that if you were going to hear back within a month, so the goal was on Halloween, we would know whether or not we were going to be a character performer for Disney World or not. And that if he called your number again, it's because he had extra questions for you, and not to worry. Like, it doesn't have to do with anything that would affect us. And then yeah, so we all went on our merry way once we were done. After that, on October 11th, I got the thank you for applying email again, and I freaked out because I was feeling emotional that day, and I swear on my life, it said, you are no longer in consideration. I was just like crying, so I started crying before like I actually read the email. Then I went to read it again, and I was like, oh, why am I getting this again? This is the same one I got in the beginning. And then I was talking to some friends in the group chats from Disney, and they're like, oh my God, if you get that email again, it means that you're moving up, and like it's just a reminder or whatever. And I was like, ah! And then I got my web-based interview at 1 o'clock on October 11th, and then I took my WBI on the same night, October 11th at 8 o'clock, and then I had scheduled my phone interview at 8:28. I passed my WebBI. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it that for now. And yeah, and then I was just so excited. So then I started preparing for my phone interview, which I scheduled it for a week later. It was going to be October 19th at 1 o'clock because I didn't have school that day. And also like I could take the whole day to like prepare, get my ears on, and like be ready for it. I did record my interview. I have not watched it at all. I'm a little like nervous because I felt like I didn't do so good, and then like the fact that I got in, obviously I did somewhat decent, and I don't know, I just don't want to watch it, but I might put it up. Who knows? I actually want to edit it. But yeah. And then on October 15th, I got an email saying that I was no longer in consideration for a character performer, and it's a little sad, but it's okay. And then on November 5th, I got accepted into the Disney College program. That was a whole long process. I was basically in it from day 1 all the way to like a week before it, 2 weeks? Can't count. 2 weeks before it actually closed. So yeah. And then that week, I found out on a Monday, and that whole week I spent like trying to figure out what to do with school, because my school doesn't really allow us to take breaks. So I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna figure this out? And yeah, my goal is to vlog my experience out there and hopefully upload, frequently. That's the goal. You never know. Yeah, so I can't wait to take you guys on this journey. And if you have any questions, just ask me. And have a magical day.